Pete as a wizard is such an interesting concept, and this is the concept that we get with Mickey and the Enchanted Egg, which is the 34th episode of the second season of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And this is quite a magical episode. Not necessarily in terms of how good it is a good episode, but I didn't think it was particularly phenomenal, but it is certainly quite unique. And in this one, the Sensational Six, or some of them, have to take care of this little egg, because it has rolled away from Pete's castle, where Pete the wizard lives, and they take care of this little egg, and eventually this egg hatches into something that is very adorable. I won't say what it is, I won't completely spoil it, but I do think that it encourages children to think about, well, first of all, what is inside of eggs, how to care for eggs, to care for animals, and that's probably the most education that we're getting out of this. There are other things in this that are educational, of course, but in terms of direct education, there are not that many opportunities for things like learning to count or learning shape names. There are some here and there, but that's not what that sentence got away from me. That's not what this is really about. This is much more of a magical, creative, fun narrative that can encourage children to think about wizards and castles and the thing that's inside of the egg that I won't spoil, and to have kind of fun with these concepts and to have creative play. I would love to think that some children watching this will then go and make their own castle out of cardboard boxes. They will put on a cloak of some kind and pretend to be a wizard. And maybe some of them will look at eggs and go hunting for eggs, not touching them, of course, on birds' nests and things. It gives an opportunity for children to open up a dialogue about eggs and what's inside of them, and certainly makes them think about these things. But on the surface, it's just a fun, brightly coloured, overabundant with songs episode. There are many songs in this, to the point where they'd stopped singing and the narrative moved on, and then Pete said something. I think he said thank you for something, and then Donald sang the response. He replied through song, and I thought, okay, maybe one too many songs in this episode. But generally speaking, it's one of the most fun, creative, imaginative episodes that definitely could encourage children to think creatively and to think about, fantasy and myths and fun costumes and dressing up and things. So I really enjoyed it. It wasn't perfect, but I thought it was a lot of fun and very cute. The thing inside the egg was definitely adorable. Very sweet animation. I thought it was quite fun. I think it's one that will appeal to a lot of young children. Not my favourite, but still quite a strong episode.